Hey everybody, welcome to another edition of Heart to Heart, the podcast that allows me to sit down to you in a one-on-one type setting and basically let you know what's going on in the world today, and hopefully as well as entertain you, give you something to think about that will in turn help make your day that much better. And as always, this podcast and others in the Jazzy Groove Rainy Day Podcast family are brought to you by the power of 5. If you like what we're doing, at the very least, hit the like button. It's free, and it shows you support the channel and helps us grow and bring you more and better things going forward. Speaking of which, it is my pleasure to inform everyone that the channel name has changed from Groove TV to the Common Sense Network. We did this because we're going to expand upon what we normally broadcast and bring to you on a daily basis. Details are forthcoming. We're still sketching them out. But just let it be known that the stuff that you've come to love and support via Groove TV will now be brought to you by the Common Sense Network. And now, with that all out the way, let's get into what's going on today. Let's get involved. Today's topic is simply butthurt. What exactly is butthurt? Well, I'm glad you asked. Butthurt is a term that can be many things, but for the purposes of this conversation in the here and now, refers to when you get information that is contrary to what you believe to be true. Classic example. A girl buys a top. She spent her money out on it. She thinks she looks really good in it. She can't wait to show it up to her friends when she gets home. So she goes home, she puts on the top, she goes outside, she says, "Look, everybody, look what I got." And one of her friends looks her dead in the face and say, that's butt ugly. Hate to be the one to tell you. Now, during the normal course of events, the girl will start to feel a way about her friend and the information she just relayed to her. Hence the term butthurt. Don't shoot the messenger and don't hate the player. Hate the game. You get a lot of that in today's society, but you see it more on the women's side, the men's side, simply because if a man tells another man that something's not right with them, they normally do it as a joke, but the joke hides the truth. They laugh it off, but then they go back home, they go, okay, let's make this right for next time. And they do. Because men are conditioned to be honest with each other, for the most part. Do they lie? Abso-stinking-lutely. And to say they don't is lying. But women do it a lot more, and they do it covertly. You go ahead, queen. You look good in that top. No, she doesn't. She looks like freaking shit on a stick. Go ahead with your bad self. You don't need no man. Shut your damn mouth. You know she do. And they do it for a myriad of reasons. And those reasons will be discussed at another podcast for another day. But they do it, and then they get offended by the results of it. And that's simply another way of showing accountability. See, it all comes back. All roads lead to Rome, is the saying. Well, all bad decisions come back to accountability. Today, we're going to look at a video. And it's more of a segment of the video in which one of the panelists, a guy, tries to explain to the other panelists, which are girls, the mistakes that he sees that they're making with regards to OnlyFans. Yep, you know where this is going. So without any further ado, roll that tape. Before we even get started, it's better to live alone in the corner of the roof than with a quarrelsome wife and a lovely home. And that was said by King Solomon in Proverbs 21:9. Is he lying? No, because the quarrelsome wife won't give you peace. And one of the main things that a man wants in his life is peace. Later on in the video, it's going to be said that men die sooner than women due to stress. Full disclosure, I don't let much get to me. Whatever happens, happens. If I can try and ward it off, I will. But I'm not going to kill myself to do it. Life's too short. And as I've noticed recently in the last 2 months or so, you never know what's coming next. So live it to the best, which is what I try to do. Let's get back to the video.
One of the things that, as I'm like kind of listening to you share some things, and you've shared some things as well, and you guys refer to some of these guys as losers, and then you guys also referred to some of these guys as not having money, and then a lot of unhealthy things that make guys unattractive. You guys have described them as well. Do you guys think there's any characteristics about yourselves that make you unattractive to men? The same.
That's a really good question. And I'm going to be stopping the video quite a bit to give my input on what I'm seeing. And if you have a disagreement or an agreement or whatever suits your fancy, put a link in it below in the comment section. They are read, and it could be food for it could be a topic for another show. Let's get back to it.
Same way that you find certain guys so unattractive to you?
Yes.
Okay. And what would you think those characteristics are?
Okay. You've seen the question. And the question simply is, do you think you have any qualities that a man would find unattractive? If you're honest with yourself, they'll come pretty quick to you. Because there are things that you will be working on, whether it's because he told you or as a result of him telling you this. You say, okay, I need to work on that. And you start to work on it. And so being that you're working on it, it comes right to mind. Let's see if it does with these women.
About oneself.
Yeah, about yourself. Yeah.
Okay. I think I threaten men because I'm just very independent and I'm very successful and I don't really need to rely on anybody else or just even bother with your presence because I am so well established on my own. So,
At 23.
yes, 23 with a money tree, boo.
Delusion. It also comes back to that word. Straight up delusion. Men feel threatened by her. I got news flash for you. There isn't a man worth his salt on the planet that would even remotely be scared by you. You make more than me. Fantastic. Congratulations to you. Now, what's going on with those Mets? That's how we look at it. And anyone who thinks otherwise, i.e., this one, is in for a rude awakening. Simply because men don't care what you make. Men don't care about your status. At least the ones that are worth something. The ones that aren't worth anything, aka simps, are very interested in it, but you don't like them. So they're for all intents and purposes, they're invisible to you because they're useless. You don't want a man sniffing after your scraps. You want a man that makes the scraps. Just, and this money tree thing. For those who don't know, i.e., living under a rock or living in their own world, there's no such thing as a money tree, not in the physical sense. But she thinks she got a money tree. Does she have good money coming in? Yes, she does. And again, to that, congratulations. Here's your golf clap. But so, and here's the main reason why we don't care what a woman makes. The reason why we don't care is because we don't see it. We don't get anything from it. We're not the beneficiaries of it. Brings up that song by Heavy D and the Boys, Nothing But Love. What's yours is mine. What's mine is mine. And that's how a lot of girls look at it. In truth, it's like what's yours is ours. What's mine is mine. But no matter how you look at it, what's yours is yours. So why would we care? It's not going to help us out. At all. Let's get back to the contest and the contest. Let's get back to the content.
Like, don't get me wrong.
Yeah, yeah. And what is your job?
I work on OnlyFans
Okay.
and I'm a model.
So money tree from OnlyFans.
Yes, I run a business off OnlyFans.
Okay.
Plug it in.
I run a business off OnlyFans. Yes, selling TNA. If you were to stop OF tomorrow, how long would the secondary business last? That's why I say OnlyFans is the main driver. Because it is. If her OnlyFans success stopped tomorrow, how long would it be before she's completely broke? And I'm using the word broke in its most realistic sense, i.e., no tengo nunca dinero. No money, none, zero, zilch. How long would you last? And that's because they're all in the here and the now. They're not worried about tomorrow. They need to, but they're not. And again, that's what separates men from women. Again, and I hate to say this, but not all women think that way. Are there women who will save up for a rainy day? Yes, absolutely. But that they're not the majority. And exceptions, which in case are the ones who do save up, don't make the rule. Let's get back to the video.
Yeah, what's your OnlyFans?
OnlyFans.com/JessieTron. Or you could just go to my
Cool.
website, jessie.vip.
And then
So glad they don't do that anymore. At some point, they decided, you know what? We're not going to give you any props because we're not out here to support you. But this is one of those videos from before that when they did OnlyFans and IGs and stuff like that. Where can they find you? Let's go back.
So in regards to this money tree, is this like one of those, have you seen the Karate Kid? One of those
Okay,
short.
so I quit my job.
Okay.
And I
No. I'm not going to let you get away with that. He was simply saying the money you were talking about, is it a small thing like a bonsai tree or is it something bigger? And are you going to the story about why you got into it? He doesn't care why you got into it. If he did, he would have asked you, why did you get into OnlyFans? Then your story has weight. Then it has merit. But he didn't ask you that. And that's a recurring theme no matter what podcast you watch. You name it. If it has a panel and has females on this panel, the result will always be the same. They don't listen. They don't. Unless it benefits them directly. They don't listen. Now she heard what he asked. But she thought this is a great segue into telling people why I'm in OnlyFans. So they feel bad for me, so they'll part with their money to me. It isn't kind. It isn't fair. It isn't just. It certainly isn't kind. But it's her worldview. Now notice, let's tie that back really quickly to the title of this video. and the subject of this video, and the topic of this video, which is Butthurt. She is framing her worldview. Now, in a female-friendly world, which we do live in, by the way, they would take that optionally, and what you really want was give her props for it and move on to the next thing. Let's see if that happens.
I didn't have anything else to do. So obviously I took a leap of faith and I started an OnlyFans.
Mm-hmm.
And with that, I started making zero.
I'm really sorry, guys. I'm really sorry. But leap of faith, you're a pretty girl with a nice body. So of course you're going to make money.
$100, whatever, let's say X amount of money. And throughout time, that X amount of money has multiplied way too many times in order, and then it's become a business at this point. So you run a full-blown business when you have an OnlyFans.
And how long have you been doing that for?
A little over a year.
Okay, so it's like a money tree, like that kind of tree, or like actual
No,
like.
I need a bigger bag than that.
Okay, cool.
As I said, see, she proved me right. Her OnlyFans is her business. So, going back to what I said earlier, if your OnlyFans stopped tomorrow, how long would it be before you were broke? 2 weeks tops. And now it could be off, maybe a little bit longer, maybe 3 weeks, maybe a month, but no more than a month. No more than a month. Because it's not sustainable. Any business that has stood the test of time is because it is sustainable, which means it will continue to make money for its either owner or board or share, whatever it is, whatever the case is, depending upon the way the business is structured. It'll make money for them. And in the best of worlds, it makes money passively. You don't have to do anything. It just works. And you need a bigger tree than that. For now, yes, I would say you do, because as I said before, you're a pretty girl. So people are going to want to see you. And you do OF. And in this OF, you probably do boy-girl stuff or solo stuff. Guys will pay money to see, okay, simps will pay money to see that. And judging upon what you make, they'll pay good money to see that. The question becomes, how long will they pay good money to see that? Because remember, a new girl turns 18 every minute of every day. What do you do when you're pushed out of the limelight? And believe me, you're going to get pushed out. Because as pretty as you think you are, there are others that want to get into this as well because they see the money that you make that will happily stamp all over you to take your limelight. And when that happens, not if, but when When that happens, what do you do? What do you do? When that gravy train pulls into its final station and everybody gets off the train, what happens next? Let's get back to it.
Yeah, no, I think it's interesting. No disrespect to any women in the OnlyFans industry that you guys think that you have like money when like you guys more than likely don't. And in regards to like having a career, you're like you guys are actually like temp workers, you know? And so it's a season of temporary of money, but I don't think it's a money tree.
Is he lying? I find no flaws in his logic. He's not lying. It's not a career. It's not a sustainable source of revenue that you can count on going forward. It's not permanent. It's temporary. That's why if you look in the real world and you look at temp jobs, you can make a boatload of money. But what's the contract? 30, 60, 90 days if you're lucky. Because it's temporary. So they'll pay you good money for temp work. But it's temporary. It's going to end. And it seems that these OnlyFans women don't see that. No, I won't say that. Because as I said in another video, women aren't stupid. They see it for what it is. They just choose not to believe it. So they know they're temporary workers. They know this. They just choose not to believe it. It's not going to happen to me. I'm going to be the one that bucks this trend, and I'll make money for as long as I want. Totally oblivious to the fact that the wall is undefeated. You can delay it, but you can't stop it. Let's continue.
Because when I think about tree industry that you guys think that you have like money when like you guys more than likely don't. And in regards to like having a career, you're like you guys are actually like temp workers, you know? And so it's a season of temporary of money, but I don't think it's a money tree. Because when I think about a tree can also have seeds that create more money.
What you mean to tell me is that my looks are not going to last me very long. But what I mean to tell you is that
yes, they are. Because
money
guys,
is flowing abundantly at this point in my life. So I
See? You even acknowledged it at this point in my life. So you know it's not going to be forever. You know it. It's not sustainable for the long term. It is temporary. Get it through your thick skull. Listen. Don't be so fast to talk. Actually listen to what's being said to you. Think about it for a minute or two. Make sure you understand it. and then form your opinion and voice it. But that's not going to happen because she's right and everybody else is wrong. Don't believe me? Check it out.
I'm taking advantage of that situation.
Yeah.
And with that, I can invest
Invest,
into
of
myself
course.
and different parts of myself. I don't have to work 40 hours a week or give myself up or do anything that I don't want to do because of the liberty that I have. So if you could go ahead and put me down, say I don't got money, whatever.
No. I
There's
think
people making millions off of OnlyFans.
of course.
And you're calling
No. That's your fault, Hafiz. Of course. Of course not. Or more to the point, other people are making a lot of money. Are you? I don't think you are. If I'm wrong, I'm wrong. And I will be the first one to admit to it. But no, I don't think you are. According to, I forget exactly where I got this from, but the average monthly take-home pay for the average OnlyFans worker is $250 a month. Let that sink in for a minute. $250 a month. The math's not math thing. But let's get back to it.
I don't know how much I make at the end of the day.
No, but do you know why it's temp work? You know what temp means?
But it's not, because you could do it for as long as
yeah,
you want.
you really can.
No, you really can't. And I hate how women love to talk that. This is what I hear. That's what I hear. You can do it as long as you want to. No, you can't. Age will stop you. The wall will stop you. The younger, hotter, tighter girls coming up behind you will most definitely stop you. But this is that whole thing. This is the main problem with today's modern women. It's all about the here and now. They're not worried. They really aren't worried about tomorrow. Because tomorrow's way down there. I'm worried about right now. And I'm here to tell you, tomorrow will be here sooner than you think. And when it gets here, and it will, what you gonna do about it? When the day comes and women aren't being approached, when the day comes that you notice your subscription count has pretty much tanked, and you haven't prepared for it because tomorrow is way down there, what do? You say you don't need a man. Who's going to bail your ass out when you find out that you can't sell yourself the way you used to? Let's continue.
Yeah.
You can stop while you're 70. You can stop while you're 50. Right now,
There's
I'm 23.
50-year-olds.
If I keep doing
Yeah,
it
those
until
grandmas
I'm
are.
like,
No, there aren't. Stop lying. There aren't 50-year-old OnlyFans girls. At least not that I know of. Who's going to pay money to see some 50-year-old for JJ? Besides a simp. And there aren't that many simps to go around. At least not to see a 50-year-old JJ for JJ. So just stop.
like 30 something,
Yeah.
after so many years, that would be thousands and thousands and
Yeah.
thousands and
At the end
thousands
of the
of
day,
dollars.
I don't think you're the consumer for that. So you really have,
Yeah. No, there.
you really don't know what to say about it because you're not spending your money on it. So how would you
Yeah.
even know how much money goes in there?
Someone.
Shaking my head. Do you need to be a mathematician to understand that 1 + 1 = 2? No. No, you don't. And based upon what he's talking about, he's not talking about the inner workings of the OnlyFans platform. He's talking about the outcomes of it. And he's definitely qualified for that because he's a human. He has eyes he can see. He has ears he can hear. So his mouth will speak what he's speaking. But again, this goes back to you don't know what you're talking about. And yes, he does. All right, full disclosure, I am not a Hafiz fan by any stretch of the imagination. He's said and done things afterwards that I don't agree with. But in this instance, he's on point. He's on point. Let's get back to it.
Someone asked if it's a money tree, what seeds can you plant with OnlyFans?
Well, you
Anything
can
you
start up
want.
any business you want. Like,
Yeah, I think.
No, you can't.
I
in
think
the world.
my biggest thing is I just think when you're a 20-year-old kid.
I'm a 20-year-old woman.
Here we go. It's been building, but now it's visibly being shown. This is Butthurt in action.
Sorry, that was rude of me.
Yes.
When you're
That was a nice recovery, but you didn't even have to do that. My biggest problem with Hafiz is that he caters to women too much. He's got this message, but then he wants to sugarcoat it to make it palatable for them. But I'm here to tell you, you can't do that. Because women don't respect it. They may act butthurt when you tell them the truth, but somewhere in the back of their mind, they're like, well, yeah, he's right. Gotta give credit where credit's due. But he just, that's the main reason why I don't roll with him. He says he's from Atlanta. Fine.
a 20-year-old kid and you think that you have a certain amount of money, and when you think that your career is a career when it's a temp job, my problem is so many young women believe this story. And then when you look at women who are your peers who are 40 and 50, how many of them who were in sex work are still making profit? Because what you're not realizing is right now, yes, you're making $10,000, $12,000, $8,000 a month doing OnlyFans. That's fantastic. But what's going to happen is each year, as you become older, as your audience begins to mature and gets kind of tired of the same old girl, they're going to move on to the new girl on the block and spend money on her. And that 10,000 that was coming in becomes 7, and then it becomes 5, and then it becomes 4. But here's the problem. Your lifestyle remains the same. And your lifestyle also increases.
Two things. Thing one, I called it. I said earlier in this video that it's temporary because you will be aged out of the marketplace. You will be pushed out of the marketplace. That is OnlyFans. You're getting older. And guys want to see young, fit, attractive. And here, Maurice Crowell. Can we pitch in to get Uncle Kevin to call in? We're going to go forward a bit because I have a surprise for you.
Very good point. Very good point.
We got the Godfather in the house, Kevin Samuels.
Kevin Samuels.
So we just added him on stream. Kevin, welcome to the show, man.
Now let's play Big Bank, take Little Bank.
Oh, man.
Oh, man.
We got Kevin fucking Samuels in the house.
Hi guys, how are we doing?
What's up, Kevin?
One thing that I heard from the ladies that I often heard when I spent a lot of time in corporate strip clubs with high-end escorts, porn stars, the new girls to the industry all thought they discovered fire because they were hot. What Hafiz was trying to tell you ladies is the money you're making is seasonal. There will be a new it chick every season. And what ends up happening is if you don't take the money you have while you're hot, and if you're not flexible enough to listen to people who know better, you'll just have a lot of money that you blow. Now, I don't know why so many women think OnlyFans is this open fount of money. It's money. OnlyFans is at scale now. And we have no history on women going a decade of making money, same store sales year over year on this platform. So
I find no fault in his logic. I see no flaw in it. It's seasonal. And each season has a finite amount of time before it transitions to the next season. You could be the it girl now, but that's for a season. Seasons change. And the next one that comes up, she's the it girl, you not so much. So you fall down a peg. You start to lose subscribers. 12 becomes 10, which becomes 8, which becomes 6, 4, 2, 1, 500, and eventually it'll dry out. Let's listen to Uncle Kev drop some more knowledge on these knuckleheads.
thing that I heard from you ladies is the most optimistic projections if nothing changes.
But
This
it
isn't-
does open, so It's not possible
That's
for it to be for 10 years because it hasn't even been a decade since the website has just came.
That's what I just said.
See? This one here, they're going to call her New York. Talking to talk. You did nothing but validate Kevin Samuels' argument. That's all you did. I challenge New York and Ms. Bimbette to watch this video again and tell me to my face that they were right, Kevin and Hafiz was wrong, and here's the proof. You'd be hard pressed to find it. And you'd be hard pressed to find it because they're being honest. Here's the situation. Okay, wait a minute. Here's the situation. People like Walter, Myron, Donovan Shaw, shout out to you, Donovan. Troy Francis, shout out to Troy. John, Modern Life Dating. People like Tommy Sotomayor, shout out to you, Tommy. People like the Tate brothers, we'll give it up to them. When we're on these platforms, you can take one thing to the bank if you take nothing else. We're honest with you because we're not trying to sleep with you. I'm one of a handful of men that you will meet in your life who has no ulterior motive when it comes to you. I don't want you. Because if I wanted you, I would shoot my shot already. And it's not coming. I'm telling you what I'm telling you because I want to see better for you. But you don't hear me. You don't hear me because all you see are dollar signs. And this will go on forever. This will always be here for me. Now, in the back of your mind, you know we're speaking the truth. But you choose, and there it is, you choose to suppress it. You choose to keep it in the back of your mind. But at the same time, you choose to keep it in the back of your mind, but you do nothing to change your situation. Because you're keeping it in the back of your mind. There's a voice saying, I need to save this. I need to put some away. This isn't forever. Shut up. This will last as long as I need it to. So you just shut your hole and watch while I make this money. That's the war that goes on in a woman's head, especially an OnlyFans woman's head, from day to day. They are keenly aware that this is not a permanent gig. And as will be discussed later on in this video, in case I don't get to it, this isn't just women. Athletes, entertainers, musicians, actors, anything that pays a lot of money up front can be considered a part-time gig or a temporary gig. Now with acting is a little bit different because you can transition. You can continue to make the money if you are a good enough actor. But athletes, OnlyFans workers, sex workers in general? No. There is a clock ticking above them in the work marketplace. And when it goes off, that's all she wrote. Let's get back to it.
Sex work has been around since forever.
Yes.
Yeah, but that's what
Okay, so like I was saying, I traffic in places where high-end dancers, escort, sex work, ladies. How do you honestly think you're going to make increasing money over the next 10 years?
I've increased my money exponentially every single month since I started OnlyFans.
That's not what he asked you. Again, listen. God, it's not that hard. Shut your mouth and gauge your ears. Listen. He asked you, will you continue to make an increasing amount of money over the next 10 years? Not now. Not 1 year. 10. We're projecting forward in time. You're being disingenuous.
that's a month.
And that's every month.
And a half
But I
years.
said over the next 10 years. You've been in this business for right about a year, right?
Is 10 years old yet?
That's not the question.
Well, any business. If it
See,
lasts
see,
10
and see,
years-
and here's the thing, and this is what I mean by the hard-headedness piece of it. In order to be able to take the money you've made and apply the so-called knowledge you have, you need to be able to work and leverage it with people who know more than you, instead of looking Hafiz in the face like he doesn't know what he's talking about when he runs a almost $1 million business.
I give props for that to Hafiz. I give props for that. He's running a high six-figure year business. So, again, golf claps. Good on you. But the point that Mr. Samuels is driving at is the fact that he knows more from a business standpoint than you do. Now, you talk about OnlyFans being a business. He's telling you it's not sustainable. So you would think he knows what he's talking about. He knows. Kevin Samuels knows what he's talking about. Myron and Walter know what they're talking about. I'm assuming this other gentleman here don't know his name, but he knows what he's talking about. When you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 people in a room that are trying to tell you something, it would be in your best interest to shut up and listen. Now, these 3 young ladies, only the young lady in the center is actually paying attention to what's being said. These other 2 are butthurt. They're in their feelings. How dare he tell me that my business model is unsustainable? How would he know? He's not a woman. You don't have to be a woman to understand business. And in that sense, he knows a hell of a lot more than you do. Let's get back.
The guys on the podcast who are on the verge of running $1 million business, and another person who knows how to do it is run most of it. You're asking me questions to prove to you like I don't know what I'm talking about.
I don't think you know what you're talking about regarding OnlyFans.
See? I called it. I don't think you know what you're talking about when it comes to OnlyFans. It's a business, stupid. It's a business. And when it comes to business, you best believe Kevin Samuels knows what he's talking about. Especially being that he has a very popular, or he had this time, peace, once again, rest in power to Kevin Samuels, but he had a platform where he would confront people like you and tell you what's wrong and tell you how to fix it. Best believe he knows what he's talking about. It's so stupid. Let's get back to it.
That's for sure. Because
But I do know what I'm talking about as far as business and making money.
in regards to making money, money comes in waves, and we all have to understand that. And if we all invest successfully, we could.
Where are
but
you
we're not
investing?
all aimed
Where are you
to be
investing?
successful. People are
Where are
good,
you investing?
average.
Where are you investing?
That's none of your business.
Poster child for stupid bimbo. You talk about money being coming in ways, which is true. And investing it and for rainy day makes it better, which is also true. Kevin simply asked you, what are you investing in? He didn't ask you how much you're investing in. He simply said, what are you investing in? What are you putting your hard-earned money into? That's none of your business. That's what money is for, nothing. Absolutely nothing. It's so stupid. And I find myself getting heated up listening to this nonsense. So we're gonna listen to a little bit more, and then we're gonna call it a day on it.
It's a
I'll
secret.
declare
Well, see, I accept what you just said, but you said money comes in waves. Granted, we have to invest. It's taken. Where's some of the places you're investing?
Yeah,
You said
actually,
none of my business.
a lot.
See, this is what this OnlyFans economy has done. It's let women with really low functioning knowledge, no high value or high ticket
Excuse
skills.
me, that's not low functioning knowledge.
Well,
Run a
let's
business,
talk.
not
Okay.
low
Every time I've
functioning
asked you any question about business, and you've asked me a question instead of answering it. And I said, and if it's not you, eat the meat, spit out the bones. But what OnlyFans has done is it's created a bubble economy. Women are rushing to OnlyFans thinking that it's the new .com, the new real estate, and they're realizing that there is no sustainable way to project this out for over 5 years. Now, maybe you don't know that knowledge, but I do, because anyway. So
You come into the club, like we're not.
You can't
letting
even
you
get
in.
in.
But
We're
do you
not
but
letting
do you
you in.
understand that what he's not trying to hate? And so
No,
this is
but listen, I'm investing
he
my
is trying
to- Okay,
OnlyFans
okay.
money into body contouring. He's asking my friend, what is she investing in?
yeah.
He was trying to make her feel bad about that. I'm doing it into
I
body.
I asked her what she was investing in. I don't know whether it's good or bad.
I didn't
None of
wanna
you guys
talk
pay my
about-
bills, so why would I tell you about my business unless you're
So,
in my
okay,
bag?
so
I
let-
think guys are just mad. It's
I don't
easier
think you
for
guys
girls to
are
make
No,
very
but-
happy for me
okay,
for my
ladies,
success.
calm down. Ladies, calm down.
They're completely butthurt at this point. Completely butthurt. Talking over people, interjecting, spouting nonsense, word salad. All in a desperate attempt to show people that they're right. And failing miserably at it.
Here's the reality. The point of the matter is that what we're trying to communicate is that a lot of fields that give people quick money, whether it's entertainment, whether it's sports, whether it's acting, there's so many fields that will give you quick money today. And when you get that money, you think you've made it. Look at all the Atlanta rappers. Look at all the basketball players. You think that you made it because you're getting money today. But a lot of these fields in 5, 10, 15, 20 years, you're not making the same amount of money. It's not just you women on OnlyFans, it's also men as well. But the reality of the matter is that if you are not wise with your money, if you are not long-sighted with your money, if you don't have actual investments, like understanding cryptocurrency, like understanding mutual funds, like understanding stocks, when you're not educating yourself in those matters, what ends up happening is you end up losing your money. And the reality of the matter is, for a lot of women who are into sex work, you guys are short-sighted individuals. So if you're a short-sighted person, more than likely you're not spending your money. You're buying bags. You're buying nice
Who
apartments.
said OnlyFans is just sex work though?
I didn't say.
Who said I'm buying bags? Like, who said I don't
Let me
own
finish.
stocks?
Let me finish.
See? He's stating something objectively. He said women who just to do this. Immediately, the two harlots on either side of the girl in the middle find fault in it, and because they're internalizing it. This has become a personal attack. Now, at no time did he just say you. I'm talking to you. I'm talking to you. At no time did he ever say that. But they're acting like he did. And this is not true for everybody, but for a great deal of people, when you start like that, there's smoking. Where there's smoke, there's fire. Something that he said struck a nerve. And Ben Beck's case here, it's investments. Who said it doesn't have investments? Well, you wouldn't answer the question, so we're going to have to assume that you don't. And listen over here. I invest in my body contouring. That's not an investment. That's going to pay off in the long term because you're going to get old. So all that sculpting and contouring that you're doing is going to fall by the wayside.
Well, hold on. See, you can't do that. I asked you what you're buying and what you're investing in, and you didn't want to say it. So when Hafiz makes an assumption, then you want to question that. See, here's what we have going on. This is why I said about being hard-headed.
I think you guys just need to be more open-minded.
Let him finish.
Yes.
Let him finish.
Okay, so
I thought you guys would be more open-minded. That's what it is for. I thought you guys were going to go soft on me. You were messing with the wrong one, hun. You want softball? Make your own platform. Invest in your own cameras. Buy your own mics. Get your own stuff. Get your own studio. Then you can get as many OF fans and as many OF girls on there as you want, and you guys can play patty cake and everything else all day long. But you're messing with the wrong one.
Okay, so guys,
you guys need to spread a positive message because at the end of the day, I'm leaving it with a negative message from this podcast because
positive. There's no positive message about OnlyFans. Why? And I know you know this. But again, now here it is. This is the height of Butthurt. It has offended her worldview. They're not speaking the words she wants to hear. They're not telling me, go ahead, girl. You do your OnlyFans. You're going to make it. Don't worry about it. You'll be fine. They're not telling her that. They're telling her, have a plan. They're not even telling you not to do it. Now, if I was there, I'd tell you, you shouldn't be on it. But it's not my choice. It's not my decision. So the only thing I can do is, if you feel the need to get on it, have an exit plan. Know where the exit door is. So when the not if, when the fire comes, you can get out. Too many women get burnt because the fire comes and there's no exit strategy. So all they can do is sit there and scream as the fire consumes them whole. But Miss Bimbette, I'm getting negative energy from this podcast. No, you're not getting negative energy. They're telling you things you don't want to hear.
Can somebody grab some control because you don't tell me what I need to do.
Real quick.
I mean, hold on.
No, real quick. We're just expressing opinions here.
It's been 90 minutes.
Ladies.
Yeah.
We're just gonna express the opinions. Me and Fresh are not, and we're gonna let you and Hafiz and Kevin talk about this, and then you guys can give your points. Everyone's gonna get a forum to speak. Don't worry.
As a man that you don't even know her, you have no place to tell her how and where to invest her money, how to make her money.
I didn't tell her what.
When did he say that? When did he say that? I didn't hear it. Are you listening to the same stuff I'm listening to? Even Kevin's about to say that. I cut him off real quick. But even he's going to say, I didn't say that. I didn't tell her how to make her money or what she should do or what she shouldn't do. But she's so in her feelings. She's so butthurt that she just has to let everybody know. Forgetting that we can hear too.
Or anything. I just asked what she was doing.
Just asking.
You don't even
This is what I mean. This is what I mean, guys. This is what I mean. This is what this economy breeds. It takes a lot of. This is what this economy breeds, guys.
Speak, ladies. Let them speak, and then you guys will get your shot too.
So Hafez has been he's tried to be as measured as possible. I came in and tried to be as measured as possible. And what are we getting? We're getting attacked. We're getting anger. We're getting, you don't know nothing. You don't know what I do know. What I do know.
They don't know who they're speaking to. They don't know Kevin Samuels. They don't know what he does. They don't know why he's on the show. Now, anyone with any common sense, and shout out to House Survivor Podcast for this information, but for a guy to be on a show with the status of Fresh and Fit, you got to bring value. You got to be about something. Kevin is about something. Or he was about something before he passed on. Hafiz was about something when he was doing this video. Myron and Fresh are about something. They don't bring just anybody on the show. So right off rip, the girl should be thinking, wait a minute. They brought this man on the show. Who is he? But no. That requires thought. And we don't think over here. Let's finish up.
What I do know is of all the business people on this platform, the people who are going to have long-term success are not you.
Okay, so I'll see. You're saying it's not me. We'll see.
You will fail. And I know this because peruse the internet, as much as I do, I've never seen you. I didn't see you before this, and I've never seen you after it. So you failed. So we've seen he's right and you're wrong.
We'll see if I won't be successful.
And my point that I was simply trying to bring up, if you feel offended, That's how you feel. But
I'm not offended
no,
'cause it's not
no.
true.
You had a chance. You had a chance. New York. You had a chance to talk. The reality of the matter is there is a way, whether you're upset or not, that you talk to people. I have not been trying to be disrespectful to you. I have not raised my tone. I have attempted to allow you to communicate and not talked over you. So what's not going to happen is that as adults, that you're going to treat me in one way and I'm going to treat you a different way. The same way that you want me to be respectful, to listen to you and to try to have a conversation with you, I ask that you do the same.
No, I'm not asking you shit. I'm telling you. Don't overtalk the host. The fastest way to get Frank castled is to overtalk your host. And I'm really surprised that you all have lasted as long as you did.
If we cannot follow those rules, then you can exit the conversation, because we are simply trying to have a conversation here. If you felt like somebody, New York, you have to let people talk. You see, this is the problem. Now we're getting into the problem of modern society, because the whole reason I even got here is because there was certain attitudes I was seeing that you guys were inhibiting. Because remember, the initial question was, what are characteristics about yourself that could be a turnoff to a guy? And some of those things in regards to the attitude, because you started off by saying, well, I'm independent, right? But it's not your independence, it's your attitude. And the reality of the matter is the kind of guys that you want have a choice. They're not going to choose this kind of attitude. So when you're attractive, when you have a nice body, when you pay for money, pay for things and all that stuff, you can get attention. But the reality is, with that kind of attitude, you will not get retention.
And the girls are not listening at this point. These two, they're not listening. And Ben Beck's about to speak. Let's see what she has to say.
And so all day long, the fundamental reality is, when you're 20 and you have your looks, yeah, use your looks to leverage whatever you can get, but that eventually runs out.
Bad advice. Because you're basically saying, if you see OF as a way of making some money, go for it. No, it's not. It simply isn't. And that's one of the reasons why I respect Hafiz, but I don't like him.
That eventually runs out. And at the end of the day, what's going to happen is you're going to be at a point in your life where all you're going to have is who you are as a person. And if you have not spent time, energy, effort, and resources into investing into yourself to becoming a better person, what you're going to be is by yourself. And so, and my hope for these conversations is that we as men and women can talk to one another and build one another up. But to sit down here to tear each other down and to come with this negative attitude and this condescending demeanor, that's not the productive way we need to move forward.
And we can have a
I find no flaw in this logic there.
Conversation about it. Go ahead. You had something, and then we'll turn it to Kevin, and we'll let you speak as well,
Yeah.
Damaris.
Yeah.
So go ahead. Sorry. It's fine. It's open forum. You know what I'm saying? Say your piece.
She's speechless. Now, there are all those quick quips and all that stuff, and now she has nothing. Because Kevin and Hafiz were right, and she knows it. That's why she's isn't speaking. She knows they're right.
I saw that you wanted to say something earlier.
No, I retire.
And me too. I feel like you said you were being respectful, but you weren't. As a man, I feel like you have no place to tell women how to make their money. And then you're referring to it as a sex industry. Just because you have OnlyFans doesn't mean you're having sex on it. You could be cooking on OnlyFans. You could do whatever you want.
And you could be stupid, which is what you are. First point, nobody at any time during the course of this conversation has ever said this is what you need to do. Nobody. 2, guilt by association. Ever heard of it? Are there people on there that do feet pics and lingerie? So yes, they are. But unfortunately, the bread and butter of OnlyFans is nudity, is pornography. So you're all tarred with the same brush. Is it right? No. Is it fair? No. Is it kind? No. Is it just? No. It simply is.
So I just feel like I'm just offended. And it's not just him towards me, it's towards women, because men have no place at all to say how women should and
We
shouldn't.
have every place. We built the goddamn world you live in.
No, you didn't.
I'm gonna
The
say
God
one
platform
built
we're
it.
on is built by men.
I'm gonna say one.
Nobody made this about men
You
or
guys
women.
do not get paid
This is
unless
what
I stay here. So
this is what tends to happen when whether it's OnlyFans, TikTok, Instagram, and when women can't handle it, they leave. This is the point. This is about business. Business isn't offensive, but when people in their lack of knowledge gets exposed, they get offended. They call themselves experts and business owners and everything else. You're online strippers would make a little bit of money. Congratulations. I'm good with escorts. I'm good with strippers. But when someone like Hafiz or myself tries to sit down and talk to you about your level of ignorance, you're offended. Your ignorance is what offends you. And it's offensive to me that you're going to try to make this about men and sexism. This is what the world has done. It's got little pampered princesses who can get online, make some money, and think that they're on the same level as men who built this world, and they are not. That's what you just saw them leave, because they can't go get onto Wall Street, Main Street, anywhere, into a bank, into anybody's business to be taken seriously with their so-called business plan or their go-to-market strategy. You're taking what the world has given you, your creator has given you, and you put it online. Thank men for building the internet, the computers, the smartphone, and everything else that allows you to sit up in your luxury apartment and get paid for showing your feet. We did that. You didn't. And in 10 years, when no one wants to see your feet or your G-string or your tattoos or whatever else, Hafiz, Chris, the roommates, Mario, Fresh, not Mario, Myron, Fresh, we will all be still running our businesses because we don't get emotional about business. When somebody tells us we have a hole in our game, we humble ourselves, we check ourselves, we get better. That's what men do, because we have the business of building the world. We can't fucking walk off like babies because it happened. I didn't like it. See, Atlas can't shrug. If we shrugged, you would die. That's what happens every time one of you little crybabies gets called out here on the platform you came to get attention you asked for. When you get more smoke than you're willing to handle, you want to cry and stomp off. Well, kick rocks. And guess what? There'll be a new one tomorrow, because neither one of y'all on the panel can honestly say that you are bringing something to the market that ain't 15 other chicas down on the street bringing. None. So when we sit here and try to have a conversation with you and tell you, guess what? Whether you're on Instagram, Facebook, TikTok, whatever, every new influencer, every new person thinks just because they have the dope content, they've got the fucking key. They've discovered fire. They've invented the wheel. And there's more that goes into it than just turning on a camera and saying, hi, I'm on YouTube. Hi, I'm on Facebook. Hi, I'm on OnlyFans. It takes planning. It takes work. It takes strategy. It takes business knowledge. It takes collaboration. It takes a lot of things that you obviously don't have. And that's why you're upset, because at the end of the day, you know you don't have them, and you don't have the patience, the intelligence, even the patience, the intelligence, even the resources to sit down and just listen. So carry your cell phone, and when OnlyFans stops, Subway will be hiring.
Oh my God, mic drop.
Wow. Wow.
The Godfather is in the house.
Thank you,
man.
Kevin.
Kevin, thank you for coming on the show, brother. Man,
you,
wow. And with that,
They got so butthurt that they walked off the set. They didn't want to hear anymore. Kevin offended their sensibilities. His points didn't jive with their worldview. And they can't have that. Because somebody may be listening. Someone may say, well, he's right, so I'm not going to listen to them anymore. I'm going to turn them off. This clip was 43 minutes and 58 seconds. And it's one of the few things outside of my normal things that I would say you need to see this. Not that you should. Excuse me. You need to see it. And you need to see this because you need to understand what you're up against. I've said it before, I'll say it again. If I wasn't married right now, it's a wrap. Because I'm not dealing with it. Now, maybe, when I was younger, I could tolerate it. Now, no. I can't. I know my value. I know what I want. I know what I need. And it's not that. I don't need that headache. I don't need that level of entitlement that will produce that type of butthurt when I tell them what is objectively the truth. And with that being said, we're going to end it. Thank you once again for listening. Remember to tune into the Common Sense Network, our new home, to get this type of content and others, and also in the comment section below. Let us know what you want to talk about. Let us know what you want to hear. Let us know what you want to see. Who knows? We might do it. And we operate in the power of 5. Like, comment, subscribe, notify, share. Each of those things by themselves is powerful. Together, they're unstoppable. They'll help us to grow and bring you more, better, and sweeter things. And this way we all win. And with that being said, this is OBJ, your most gracious, highly favored, and humble host, saying peace out, take care of each other, do better, we're gone.